million mass march. This is what it looks like. November 5th, Guy Fawkes Day. People all across the world putting on a mask to speak their voice. So a lot of people might be confused by a march such as this. If the media asks what it's about, they won't get a single answer, which is the whole point. People are bringing their own ideas, their own passions to this march. The ideas of freedom, justice, and fairness are not simply just words. They're much stronger than that. They're ideas. Ideas worth standing up for. And that's what the people here are doing today. Not as individuals, but as a community. Now obviously there are a lot of things to march against. Personally, what I'm more interested in is finding out what are the people here marching for.
I'm marching more not for a specific cause of some bill that's being passed, even though there are bills being passed that I don't agree with. I'm marching more for a universal understanding that at the very beginning stages, we are pioneers right now. We are planting seeds that we have no idea where they are going. There are clearly political, sociological, economical, and spiritual changes that have to come. Some of us don't know why we're pulling towards this, but there's clearly some sort of evolution in our conscious thinking. I know that this is not for me. This is for the seeds of future and future and future and future generations.
The fact that we're all trying to live on this earth as one without coming into conflicts with each other, without having things that basically interfere with our lives. We're trying to live our lives, and right now that costs money. That means we have to sell against our own morality just to feed our families and to feed ourselves and to learn. Everything is monopolized on. Everything is chains on our mind and on our reality. So we're trying to walk this path to be free.
The change that we all need to embrace is moving out and bridging on division to close and conquer the gaps and feelings of isolation, of separation, of disillusion that we are all contaminated with. We are not separate. I am you, watching and experiencing at the same time.
And that's what makes it so powerful. The fact that this is not only happening here in London, Ontario, but the fact that this is happening all over the world. The fact that this in itself is a reflection of the macro. This is people awakening their own consciousness and beginning to think for themselves, act for themselves, live for themselves, and taking stronger steps towards becoming their own sovereign being.
I'm here because I honestly believe that people need to get together and stand up for things. Well, we all have our issues, so I just want to help everyone stand up in any way that they want to stand up for.
Just to stand up and unite as one with no difference between any of us. I think that's why we're wearing these masks.
What does it mean to have your kids with you here today?
Well, I think for one, it signifies that it's going to be a peaceful protest, that we're not here to start any violence or anything like that, and that it's a lot more than just march around with masks on. It's about the future of family and our world.
The masks are like from the anonymous entity, right? Like we wear them for like the whole awareness factor, right? Like some of us may be from anonymous or some of them may not, right? The whole thing is that it's an entity that brings attention or awareness that there's a problem here, either politically, economically, or something like that. There's corruption afoot, bring attention to it, right? And that's why we have to mask a bunch of people, and especially here on the 5th of November. Remember.
An event like this, protest may not be the right word. Radical, perhaps, but that radicalness is also what gets people's attention. And sometimes, in order to wake people up, you need to shake them just a little bit. And if you can do it with style, with dignity and integrity, then it's going to make that lasting message a little bit more impressionable.
So when you see us, remember, we are together in this. No one lives separately and as a separate city and as a separate world. We are all one people here.
Peaceful revolution is a big part of our history here in North America, the democratic North America, and people should not forget about that. So that's what I'm marching for.
Nay, man.
Victory! I'm marching for the future of my planet, the future of my race, the future of my possible children, and the future of next generations to come. I think we no longer have the luxury of apathy, we no longer have the luxury of tradition, and today has been a great night. Long live freedom and long live the revolution!
it would seem today that money and politics do not mix. We have a capitalist economy and we have a rule by representatives. What happens is the richest of representatives and those who can get the most education end up being the political leaders. It's been like that all throughout history. However, the new revolution is the do-it-yourself one, and it's going to come up from the bottom to the top. It's not going to be a top-down.
There's something about what's going on right now that we all have a deep, connected, unified feeling, and we all know that in our soul this feeling is change. Imminent change, change that we have to accept, change that we must come to terms with.
Now a lot of people might think that this is just a lot of angry people coming together. No, far from that. Yes, there is frustration as a result of a system that has put people in chains, so to speak. So what this is doing here, this is creating community. This is creating an opportunity for people to come together and to show that they are not alone. And in fact, they are here standing up for all the people who aren't here.
I'm more or less here to march for those people that didn't show up today, to see what went on, what transpired, to capture it for just all time, just capture this moment right now. It's not the first time that this has happened, but it's not going to be the last, but it's today. Hopefully it'll just build, plant seeds, right?
Know that if we really want to change things, then you can't just put your mask away and wait for the next big spectacle. We all have to do work in our communities to change this.
It's not about the specifics yet. It's about at least acknowledging that we know that there's something that needs to happen. If no one says anything, everyone goes about their life as if there's some sort of separate entity. And it's like, if you don't speak to the person beside you, then there's not even like physical or any words that come out to actually express something. So at this point, to all these people that are saying there's no organization, there's no this, there's no that, that will come. That will come in the everyday action. But the first thing that needs to happen is voice. And voice to connect with other people, to say and to share that there are things that need to be changed.
We must be responsible for our actions. We have to take control, take charge, be accountable. And the best way to fight, the best way to compete is to cooperate. The best and biggest synergy and synchronicity we can achieve is by sharing, by working together, by using and helping each other rather than individually striving for the same things.
It's the small things. It's the food I eat. It's the everyday choices that I make right now because I know that I'm a pioneer.
Remember the 5th of November and do what you can to work with each other. Power in numbers. When are we going to use it?
Wake up to the easiest and smallest little things. Wake up from your sleep. Goodbye. I love you.
Namaste.
So where this march ends, the rest of the story begins. This is not the be-all, end-all. An event like this, it creates ripples all throughout time because courage is contagious. And the most important thing is not what happens here today, but what each and every one of us decide to do with our lives tomorrow when we wake up in the morning. Tomorrow when we ask ourselves, what are the little things that we can do to help be the change that we wish to see in the world? So I ask you the same thing. What can you do to be that change? And don't just think about it, do it.
So if you're watching this video and looking for a practical step towards real change in your local community, then check out ParadigmShiftCentral.com, an ongoing project well underway that is being co-created by myself and others all across the globe, with the focus on the creation of regular physical open-minded discussion and meditation meetings in our local communities, so that we can continue to have conversations we are passionate about while simultaneously inspiring and educating one another. And of course, for those in London, Ontario, this is an invitation for everyone to meet up at the regular Friday meetings we have through Paradigm Shift London. Connect to the Paradigm Shift London page on Facebook. See you there. The simplicity behind the idea means that anyone can start up a Paradigm Shift community where they are. Visit the main website for more info, tune in to our weekly online interactive global radio show, and check out the other inspiring video content being created by others in the community through facebook.com/ParadigmShiftCentral. Take some time to watch these other Gonzo journalism videos for further inspiration about how you can rebirth the system from within and create lasting community bonds that will collectively help move us into the future. Thank you for watching, and thank you for choosing to be the change you wish to see. One love.